To change, you got to change the behavior. But to change the behavior, you got to change the emotional state you're in. How do you feel when you're in a negative state? How do you feel when you're miserable? But then again, how does it feel when you're happy, when you're in a good space? No worries. It feels great. It feels like you can conquer the world. You feel positive. And this is what is meant to change. You got to change the behavior. But to change the behavior, you got to change the emotion. But now you're probably asking yourself, yeah, but Mo, what does this have to do with? Stop focusing on what's missing. It has everything to do with stop focusing on what is missing. If you study the psychology of human behavior, you will realize that we as human beings, we are never satisfied. We only want more and more. And the more we get, the more we want. And it's this vicious cycle of just wanting more and more and more. The more we achieve, the more we want. And for a long time, I was trapped in this cycle of just wanting more. The more I achieved, the more I wanted, because I could never have enough. It just fueled me to want more. Up until the stage where it began to affect me mentally, because the focus was always on what was missing or what is missing in my life. And I understand some of us are high achievers. The more we achieve, the more we want. And for me, I had to realign my focus and stop focusing on what was missing, what is missing, as I said earlier on. So I began to create an attitude of gratitude. I started being grateful. Grateful for my health, grateful for my family, grateful for my life. I started living life for now and not for tomorrow. After I made these small life changes, I find myself in a position where I really do not need anyone's approval how to live my life. As most of us live our lives through someone else's approval and indirectly seeking approval from the other person. And I get it, not all of us are leaders, some of us are followers. However, if you're going to live your life based on how someone else thinks you should live or be or behave, you will stay in that same position for as long as until you break that mindset of seeking approval. I've learned over the years, the more you focus on a specific thing or subject, you can't retract it. Just imagine you keep focusing on what's missing in your life and not enjoying all your achievements that you currently have achieved, or the position that you're currently in, or where you find yourself currently. From a positive perspective, I can but only imagine the amount of mental stress you might be going through because you are so focused on what is missing. I realize that most of the things people are after in life is that want. Instead of focusing on the need, you focus on the want. Once you tell yourself, I need to lose 20 kgs in the next 6 months, you kind of telling yourself, you instructing yourself, instructing your mind that this is what I'm going after. This is the goal that I've set out myself, and I'm going to achieve it. No matter what the cost, no matter what the hurdle, I'm going to achieve it. I'm going to lose the 60 kgs or 20 kgs or 30 kgs in the next 6 months. But if you tell yourself you want to lose the 20 kgs, it's like having a casual conversation with someone. Oh yeah, it will be nice just to lose about 20 kgs. It will never surface. It will never happen. And that is why we keep staying in the same place, year in, year out, because we so focus on the want. We totally forget about the actual need. Do I need this? Or do I just want this? We need to understand focusing on what's missing in your life, as mentioned, will add a lot of strain to your mental state. I remember when I was a little younger, I wanted to be a lot of things. I soon realized that I might be good at some of these things. However, I will never be able to do all of them. So what I did, I started focusing on what I love. I started focusing on what I'm brilliant at. I started focusing on what fulfills me. I started focusing on what made me me. The thing that made me happy. Everything else, would I have to invest in something, or would I just have to manage something? I got other people to do it for me. And I get to focus on what I want, what makes me fulfilled, what makes me happy. So stop focusing on what's missing. Instead, start being grateful.